This week I've been tied up this week.
Where's Justin at? Good morning.
Yeah, that little old lawn tractor.
He did. He called and said that everybody's here. Where y'all at? What y'all doing?
He's at the shop.
Is he? I gotta run to the house to get a little sheet. I'm probably in there fixing that trailer. Y'all go in there and there's some drinks in the cooler. That big white cooler right there.
10,000 pieces of those.
What?
That blue one.
Oh, I know. They're sitting on the floor in there.
Yeah, I looked at that there. I thought
Hey, Gary, where's your hard hat at?
Every nigga put some
When you
pants
hear
on.
somebody gonna scratch his truck, I'm gonna back right into it.
You need to put some pants on. That's so good to me like airplane.
Didn't even flinch.
You found anybody that will fix my tank?
I ain't got it back here. Yeah, I'm gonna carry it to bottom machine shop.
He won't get Gary. He won't get Gary.
Why?
One of them back tanks.
Back tank.
You got your dog caps on the very back end.
Make sure it's the right side.
I don't know.
I looked at the other day. I asked Justin about whose tank that was up there.
Might have been the one that got that down going Greg's trip. They didn't ever put it on there.
No, they took that one up there, so I was turned the wrong way.
What a way to spend Saturday.
Damn right.
Safety meeting. They're gonna have it out there again.
You're hungry this morning.
Didn't eat much supper last night.
They found a hurricane. You ready for the hurricane? I gotta go and get my generator cranked up tonight.
No 100%, huh?
They say it's coming.
We don't want to know what.
They said all their computer models are sure showing from anywhere from Jacksonville, Florida to the Outer Banks.
It's gonna hit right back
He
there.
ain't gonna ball up and get that place.
Shoot, figure that thing.
The only good thing is the
That's
water
the
goes
oil
down a
from
little
you.
bit. You know, the level of the creeks, water,
Oil
one of
from
the
the
For
creeks.
about
that
2
for you?
days, and then it's gonna go up about 4 feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
What he said when I left the house, it's coming. It's between
You
Wednesday
need
and
it
Saturday,
now?
it'll be right here on top of us.
We're going to have to
I got
get
it.
out of there. That place where we at is real low.
Oh, down that road will be gone in there.
Yeah,
coming
they'll
out
be
there.
gone.
It'll be
Yeah,
washed
they'll
that
be
road out.
flooding on the whole thing.
What dressing it? Huh?
Yeah, we don't need it.
I guess you get it before we leave. Then bring it in there.
I bought a new generator last year and ain't never cranked it up, but it's gonna get cranked up this evening.
You need to try it out first.
I bought one last year too.
I'm gonna crank it up this evening.
I
bought
hooked a
5
drill to it
gallons.
one time to make sure it worked. I was almost 9,000 watts. I hope it'll carry most of my house. I hope it will. But that guy that works on lawnmowers there, he said, do not put that old cheap gas in it. Put 93 octane in it. Do not put that old 87 in it. It will
And the lawn?
stop it. Yeah, he did it in the lawnmowers.
That has so much.
It'll stop them up.
That's probably why they killed my weed eater. I buy a weed eater.
Oh yeah,
I
that
use it
boy
2 times,
Rigger
but
would
they
ever
don't
tell you
work
not to
no
put it. No. He was cutting down there the other day. One of them, he got it cranked and went, it cut off, he flipped the button, went to crank, and he pulled, he went to there and talking that Mexican cussing words. I thought I would die loud him. He was just having a fit down there. I couldn't understand half of what he was saying, but boy, he was hot now.
It comes just in there soon.
Morning.
Put you to work.
Oh gosh, I don't feel like being here. I didn't get no sleep last night.
What are you doing? They don't sleep last night.
We'll go ahead and get started because we want to be out of here by lunchtime. That's only supposed to do, 4 hours.
About 2.5 be all right with us.
Well, if we get through it all, we can do that now. That's up to y'all.
Hour, we're easy to get along with.
Hour?
Yeah, we're easy to get along with.
Yeah, I hear that. But the bad thing, I'm Mitch Harris with Safe Steps. I'm Vice President. We're here working at All Terrain Logging today. We're going to be doing first aid, CPR. We're also going to be doing some compressions and breaths. We're going to be talking about things that they might encounter on their job while they're logging to help protect themselves and to help protect other people.
It's Saturday morning, and all the guys are coming up to the office today. We're going to have our annual safety meeting and CPR training. It's an important step to get everybody recertified, and we've actually hit the 100,000 views. And David promised that he would cook us a good meal, and that's what he's going to do today. And it should cap off a good day with a good meal cooked by Dave, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, you think we got a couple more? You want me to go ahead and start?
You go ahead and start.
Okay. So guys, what my name's Mitch Harris. I know last time if you were here, Rex did y'all's class for you, and he liked doing it. He was supposed to be in Roanoke yesterday, and that got canceled. So it looks like you stuck with me this morning. But Miss Laurie sent out the stuff about the videoing, and I was hoping that would not be including me, because fat boys don't look good on TV, so they make you look fatter. So, but that's just what it is. So
received the CPR as fast as she had, that it's very likely she would have had brain damage or may not have lived. So
it really is a matter of seconds, and it's a matter of how quickly you can respond.
Because I knew CPR, I didn't stand back and wait for somebody else to take over. That time was crucial.
CPR training is important for anyone because it's a matter of being prepared.
You don't know when someone's going to stop breathing.
It's just something that you just never know when you're going to use it. So it might be you might not ever use it, which I'd be glad if you never used it. But at least you have the opportunity to know the training. So let's look at acting in an emergency here. Right? Is it?
So Logan, there's a lot of stuff that we gotta deal with. We gotta deal with some poison animals, snakes. We gotta deal with trees everywhere, the leaves falling off.
Equipment? You gotta deal with equipment, don't you?
Have equipment.
What does the saw do if it laid on my thigh right here with these regular pants on? What would it do?
Oh, it cuts.
Y'all be having to do some first aid on me, wouldn't you?
We don't be finding your leg.
So, to be honest, don't let yourself get hurt. That's the main thing when we do first aid. Don't let yourself get hurt. Anything that's an opening, we don't want that opportunity for something to get into our bodies.
So it's not like you just if they ain't got no cuts in it and not come up and touch something bloody, it's not like I'm gonna catch something.
Well, I'd prefer that you not do that. But if that's what you did, the possibility may be very low. But I'd prefer you protect yourself with some plastic bag or something. Put a barrier over that.
So it could get in like through your pores or something like that?
No, it cannot. No. It cannot do that. So always remember to protect yourself first. If it's with the gloves, or if it's with the mouthpiece, or if it's the scene safety, we always put ourselves first. And that's going to be difficult in some situation, especially if you're working on one of your own family members or a little child or something. That's hard to do. But you got to. You have to. What other that's good.
Collect the victim's history. The sample history format can help you remember the kinds of questions to ask. S equals signs and symptoms. A equals allergies. M equals medications. P equals previous problems. L equals last food or drink.
Now you take that off. She's loaded now. So notice how I'm holding it. Not like this. Not like this. In a fist. Two people, you would do 15 and 2.
Right.
But now that's all of it now is 30 and 2. On children, on infants, on adults, it's all 30 compressions and 2 breaths. On this mannequin, if you push it down, let's put our hands on it, lock your hands in, straighten your arms out, lock your elbows, put it right there between the nipple line, put the heel of your hand. Now push it down until you hear the click. Y'all hear it? Yeah. That's 2 inches. That's how far you need to go every time you push that down.
That's only 2 inches?
That's only 2 inches.
It breaks somebody's ribs.
Guess what? Guess what? You're going to break some ribs. You're going to pull. Staying alive. Staying alive. Hey, happy dog. Or you could do this one. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Ha ha. I wouldn't sing that one out loud if I was you. But the staying alive one is okay. Put your lips on down there, raise it back. Everybody get it to come up. Oh yeah, look at there. Y'all did good. Oh yeah, Mr. Bobby, you got yours. Everybody, good job. All right. So now, listen. This is how fast I want you to do it. Now, ready? Hands on the chest. Give a breath. And give a breath. And hands back on the chest. You the man. Excellent. Good job. So we're doing this quicker than 10 seconds. Well, if you needed to know. So, and by the way, not every group can do it. I will not say this to every company I go to. I don't care what you think about or not. I do not tell every company that I was happy to work with, because some of them I'm not really happy to work. I'm sorry. That's just the way life is. But I was happy to come here on a Saturday, so I appreciate y'all coming here. Your openness and willingness to learn, your openness and willingness to perform the tasks that need to be done, and for your willing to participate, ask questions. I feel like today's been a good day. So if y'all do, and I do, then I think it's been successful. Right. So we should be able to help people by what we did through today. So I feel really good about leaving. So
what I think about is everybody here, if they don't have kids of their own, they got grandkids coming. Yeah. And it ain't, hopefully we'll never have to use it on the job, but you never know when you have to use it around your family members.
Yeah. The same on kids. Yeah, I can see.
And it never takes that long to cook it. It seems like it's more of the prepping it, getting everything together, making sure you have everything. The smoker I got, it's pretty dummy proof, but everybody can be a dummy every once in a while, and I ran into some issues last night and this morning, but I caught them. I started early enough that I caught them, so everything panned out, but I'd say a good 6 hours I've been hard at it, so not too bad. Oh man, yeah, I had faith in him, and when he started these videos, this new channel, it just, you didn't think that it was gonna, well, it's actually shown you how popular the show was, and we always saw our numbers, and it's a blessing to see that how many people are still interested in it. And I mean, I know if the show went back on, we'd probably top the numbers that we had before, because there's just not a good wholesome show like we had. But living up to that 100,000 views is I'll do it each week if I have to. It was a wager. I mean, I want him to get 100 loads. I don't know which way he would make money, more money, but I know when I was there, we were steadily getting 100 loads, and with the way the mills and stuff are messing with him now, I know it's hard on him and hard on everybody else, because we all got bonuses and stuff for achieving that mark, but this is their bonus for getting 100,000 views. Do I miss running the loader? The first couple weeks, it's fun running anything out there. If you do it 50 plus hours a week, it starts to get old. But I did like running the loader the most, because everybody got to talk junk to everybody on CBs or company radios, and you become a family and you know everything about everybody. So the hard work I don't miss. The getting dirty, greasy, muddy all the time, I don't miss. I'd rather get my hands dirty in the kitchen and be able to walk over to a sink and wash my hands off instead of being dirty all day long. I'm doing good. I've done a couple different trades, trying to figure out where I want to go with the rest of my job career. Doing HVAC, putting in air conditionings, doing service work on people's air conditioning units, but it's I I'm doing good. My family's still good. I have 2 beautiful daughters, and that's the main thing that I want to take care of. But you know, we all get older. I got to take care of myself as well, and we need to slow down a little bit and spend more time with my girls. But as far as anything else, I'm doing good, and I'm happy where I'm at in life.
Trust me. So anyway, all right, let's see. You ready to pray?
All right.
Hold on. Hey man, I'm getting old. I can't see.
I feel you because I can't see that.
Well, see, in the woods I had prescription sunglasses, so you didn't know that.
Oh, you was?
Yeah.
So you have the little things that go inside.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Y'all ready to pray? You ready to eat?
Yeah.
All right, let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you, dear God, for everything that you do for us. Thank you, dear Lord, for blessing us with this good group of men. Thank you, dear God, for keeping us safe. I pray, dear Lord, that you will continue to watch over us and help us be successful and safe. Please bless this food. For your son's precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys. Yeah.
That beans? They're green beans.
Yeah. You gonna eat Funky Monkey?
Yeah, baby. But I mean, this place, it doesn't heat up as fast.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you, Mr. Bobby?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
Hello, how are you doing? You ready to eat?
I'm gonna get some.
Yes, side on his plate, though, y'all.
Well, that pan you loaded.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
That pine had stuff.
Yeah, my last load was 96.
Really?
You grab
like a few pounds.
pull that pine. I mean, you could fill it up, slam full of hardwood, and nothing like that pine.
The gear, he was holding it up like this, and somehow his head, that ponytail got caught in the gear.
Oh God!
And he called me and Brian. Me and Brian are riding around shooting crap and going to get something to eat. And Doogie called Brian, and Brian was like, "You did what?" And then he's like, "All right, we're on our way." And he hung up and he just busted out laughing. He was like, "Man, if this is what I think has just happened, you wait till we get to the house." We get to the house and Doogie's got the pole saw, holding it like this, resting on his shoulder, smoking a cigarette. And me and Brian are like,
Just don't think about that.
he's like, "Man, can you take this apart and get my ponytail out?"
No, but I'll cut it off.
Yeah, that's what Brian said. He was like, "Man," he was like, "I don't know how to take that thing apart." He was like, "But I can cut it off." "Oh, no. It took me 7 years to grow that thing." He went to Half Moon over there, across from John Deere place where you turn on Wolf Swamp.
Yeah.
He went over there and had him take it apart. And
Oh my God.
They did have a sign in the sheet.
That's better getting scale stuff back
Yes, please.
Ain't using it. I'm trying to lose a few pounds.
Oh, man,
I eat one time a day,
You ain't
man.
trying to lose no weight, man.
Yeah, I walk in the evening. I went killing girl.
I've
We been
been
stopping
keeping
no
them
fast
off
food.
McDonald's and Bojangles. I've been keeping them off in the morning. I just go around and buy them.
I have me a sandwich or a honey bun or something in there.
Honey bun.
Yeah, I eat honey bun.
Oh, first. Not a honey bun. This dude said a honey bun. You losing weight with a honey bun? Are you serious?
I walk, man. I walk in the evening. I got 3 cars to wash in the yard. I got to do my grandma on my car.
That's just everyday stuff, you know.
No, that ain't every day. I ain't good, but it went away. I don't know why.
I did too. That doctor,
Beginning of the summer was like
doctor
that.
came open and sewed all that mess back together. Mine got better.
I believe I had shoulder problems the same time you did. I couldn't hardly throw my straps either, but I think that comes from me overworking it, throwing my straps all the time. And then I get out of my pool, so now.
How y'all throw y'all straps?
I just throw it straight over.
I'm gonna continue as long as he'll do it. I'm gonna give everything.
You don't never bring my arm, no passes right here. I throw my arm, come up. I throw them the rest of the way. I don't do all of that right there.
Yeah.
I do that right there. That's
when it was hurting, I would take my arm and I would throw it up. I would go right there. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go all the way up.
He got further to throw it than you do.
It's always a joke with other balls.
Yeah. Look, there's this guy we had a business venture with. He's a little Italian guy, lives up in Pennsylvania. He had done me wrong.
Yeah.
And I was in the shower one night just brewing over it, thinking about, I'm gonna snatch him across that table and I'm gonna wear his tail out as I'm washing, and I throw my shoulder out. I said, who am I fooling? I said, I can't even wash myself without hurting it. Who am I gonna drag across the table? So I ceased that thought process pretty quick.
My name is Daniel Southern. I'm newest truck driver with Bobby Goodson Logging. It's good to be able to have these safety meetings and training to help us be safer on the road and help us get back home to our families and make everybody that passes on the road make sure they get back home to their family. Thank you.
God. Spilt the beans? Hey, spilt the beans.
Oh, that's hot.
Are those Bush's baked beans or what?
Hey.
Hey, you got about 2 pounds of bacon in it too.
There'll be a lot of gas going on around here.
Bobby, take your medicine.
I already am.
Go to the gym and I'm gonna gas people out. It was a pretty good meeting. They taught us CPR, which we already, you know, we have these every 2 years. So, I mean, the classes just basically refresh us on what we already know. But it's always good to take the class over. You can ask questions and you learn a little bit more than you learned the last time. You know, keep it fresh in your brain. Got this first aid kit, and plus, you know, oh gosh, you know me, gotta take me some home with me. They fed us good, and I believe we get paid for the day too, though. So you can't beat that. You got a free CPR training, you get paid for the day, and you get fed. Where else you get that at? Nowhere. So yeah, but yeah, it's a pretty good course though.
I got a lot out of today's meeting. It was very, very interesting. We got to go through the CPR training, watch a lot of film, and had a good instructor. And I think, in it all, it was good, positive. And the machines he talking about, the I think the AEDs, he's gonna come back one day and show exactly how to use the one that we have in the woods. Which I think is a good thing to have, cause we're so far off the road. Many things that happen. Emergency vehicle couldn't get back in there. So it's a good thing to learn, and you can use it home. You never know when you might have to use it, but it's good to have. So I was proud of what we did today, and everything went well. After the meeting and stuff, we all got a good meal, sit down and fellowship a little bit. Now I guess it's time to go home and take back home with what you learned, in case you have to use it.
We just got through eating David's meal, and it was good. He cooked us some baked chicken and green beans and pork and beans and potato salad. It was good, and you know, the safety meeting went well, and it brought awareness to the safety factor that is how crucial it is in our business. But as I was looking around the room during the meeting, you know, most of our guys has got kids or grandkids at home, and I think that was a big takeaway for a lot of those guys is actually something that they can help them anywhere, not just in the woods. And so they was pretty much into it, and they listened, and I was thankful for that, because it is important. Safety is the key. I mean, it's just a job we got. It's not a wartime event. We want to come home every night, and everything went well, and David's food was great.
We expect this system to begin intensifying again by Sunday, and it could go through rapid intensification at some point on its journey. And notice that it's getting closer on this forecast from the National Hurricane Center to the Carolina coast. There's still a lot of uncertainty from this point on as to where along the coast it might be.
September the 10th, and Monday morning we got a hurricane that's coming in. Florence, supposed to be here Thursday or Friday. In the past, well, the last hurricane we had was actually working up north, actually towards the center of the state, and I think it was Matthew who hit us. And the track we was on, we kind of knew where it had flooded in the past. We was told by some of the locals there. So when that storm came in, we loaded up all the stuff, brought it out about 1.5 miles away from the lowlands where we was at, and lo and behold, it was a week later before we could even get back up there to see how the equipment was doing, and it was all underwater. I mean, well, it was half a tire deep. If we hadn't brought it out, we'd have lost everything we had. And now we're faced with this. You know, it's a Cat 3, Cat 4 now, and it ain't hit the warm water yet of the Gulf Stream. And when it does that, usually they'll slow down and build up to, I mean, we've heard 150, 155 mile an hour winds, and there's nothing on this coast where we live that's going to be standing if it hits with that kind of wind speed. But usually it ain't the wind that's the devastator, it's the surge of the water. Water's heavy. Water can move a lot of stuff, and where we're at, we know it's going to flood. We got caught with our pants down when Matthew hit, and it's going to cost a lot of money, but me and Justin was just talking about how many lowboy trips we're going to have to make, because we're about 70 miles from home, and I'm thinking we're just going to load this stuff up and carry it home. It's a big expense, but I'm afraid if we just carry it out to higher ground, because there's always something that can be worked on. If we carry it out to higher ground, we're still going to be a long ways from it, and the stuff that needs to get done, we might not be able to get back to it to even work on it. So I'm thinking about bite the bullet, go ahead and get the permits, load the stuff up. It's 12 lowboy moves just in equipment. And then we got steel bridges, we got about 60 dragline mats, about 50 or 60 regular mats. So we got probably 20 loads of stuff we're gonna have to move between now, Monday, and Wednesday. And I don't even know if we got time to do it all, but we try to get the stuff to the house. That way, worst case scenario, it does hit us, you know, bullseye. We'll have the stuff at home, because where we live at, I'm not worried about it flooding there, and we'll be able to have it at the shop where we can work on it, and you know, if nothing else, get the stuff in good shape so when the water does recede, we'll be ready to go.
I think we need to move stuff out. Move it out. We're just talking to him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we already got permits. We're just going to start carrying it to the house.
Carry it to the house?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, if I carry it up here anywhere and the roads get washed out, we're going to be...
Well, that's what I was talking about 421. They ain't going to wash that out.
Yeah, but can we get back to it to work on it? Is there a place that we can work on? See, and if it does that, I just soon have the stuff at the house, even though it's going to cost more money to get there. That way, if we can work on it, and then if something happens, and Roy's called Raleigh, and if they need us, they'll put us to work, and we'll have the stuff there where we can work with it. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Just as soon as we carry, if I don't want it to hit here, we carry it to the house. It won't hit here.
That's right. And if we leave it here,
it'll knock us out. Yeah. But what I was thinking, being that Daniel and Terrell, we got to go that way anyway. Start this afternoon, let them get the lowboy and they carry the dump truck and something else. I don't know what else yet, but and then tomorrow evening they carry something else. That way we'll just have just the vital stuff here that we need, you know, to work with. Probably tomorrow evening we'll probably carry the Pepsi trailer in, and you know, we carry the bulldozer, the backhoe, the motor grader. Even though I'm gonna take the bulldozer and just run through that road over there, so that we can go out that way. Because I'm not leaving this crap here again like we did before. When we start out, we can load up all them wooden bridges and the pontoons.
Before we get out. And we're gonna have to we got both flatbeds. We got sawbucks, the mats, the scales, the dragline mats.
The reservoirs are full now, they're gonna turn water loose. All right, and that's how that's gonna affect us. If they're not, they might not turn a whole lot of water loose, but when it hits, they're gonna have to turn water loose. And it does take a day or two for it to get down to here. I don't know. I mean, I just don't want to get caught like we did at Newton Grove. No, I just want to get everything loaded up. That way, wherever we go, we ain't got to bring.
Those are easy. Those are fast. Go and come. Because you're talking about. I mean, you're talking about 3 hours per trip probably to the shop.
How many loads you said there is?
12
of equipment.
Yeah. You got clam bunk, 2 skidders, 2 loaders, stumper, shovel, bulldozer, motor grader, backhoe, army truck, bulldozer, or dump truck.
Me and Justin got here Monday morning, and Justin called when I was on the way down here. First project he had a joint going bad on the old T800. So now by the time I get here, he is dirty from head to toe, putting the joint in the truck. And that's usually ain't something you want to do on a Monday morning. That's stuff you do on weekends. But needless to say, he got that done, and Darley got ready to crank his tractor up, which is the 635E, the newest tractor we have, and he noticed a puddle of oil underneath it. Further checking it, we find out it's a hydrostat line, which I think this is the first one I can remember change on all the tractors we ever had. But it's where the fitting was squeezed onto the hose, it's seeping behind that. Of course, it's a 6,000 PSI hose, it's 6-wire, and we don't have nothing that could crimp a 6-wire hose into wood, so we had to take it off, run into town, which is about 30 miles away, get a hose fixed, got back, we just got it on there, we putting it back on there, and we're going ahead and spray the tractor off while we got all the side guards off. But we're just trying to get it ready so we can try to get some of this wood up off the ground before this hurricane hits us. But it's been a Monday so far, and I'm sure it's going to be a Monday for the next 3 or 4 days is the way the storm's looking.
You probably ain't gonna move that south. Then we'll try to get the stumper. Joe can carry that. And I can move the motor grader with the dump truck.
Yeah, they're gonna be on top of it. I'm not trying it in my house. I bet you that.
Mitchell says he's going to Raleigh.
When it starts getting real bad, I'm gonna start out at Mama. When it starts getting real bad, I'm getting ready to go somewhere. They're gonna leave me. Jay told me he was going to ride it out in that single wide trailer right there in Burdock. We never seen about it.
If you sit there and watch the weatherman, they'll scare you to death. Look, it looks like Armageddon. You look at the whole United States, there's 2 in the Pacific, 1 in Hawaii, 1 in the Gulf, 3 coming our way.
I ain't got no good feeling about this one.
We'll get a good cleansing.
Stuffer in the dump truck or motor grader.
Just go ahead and haul what you want to today, and by tomorrow evening, we'll know for sure what we're going to be doing. September 11th, it's about 9:30. As you can see, we got Justin coming out with one of the clam bunks, the bogey tractor, and we got Gary over here. We're waiting to load him up. We're trying to get all this stuff out of the swamp. We actually got rivers on either side of us, so I know we're going to get flooded out. So we're trying to get some of the stuff to the house. We made a few loads yesterday, and monkeyed it this morning with the backhoe. And we still got the other tractor down there pulling wood, because we got wood on the ground. We don't want to leave no more than we have to on the ground, but we got to get the equipment out. So we will keep pulling and loading as much as we can, and keep hauling equipment till we get it all hauled in preparation for Florence. I think it's the name of this hurricane. It's going to be a whopper, the way they're talking. We'll see what happens.
called and wanted to know how many, all their employees from down here, they put them up in a big motel up there. They've all bailed out and left. They're not waiting on me to hell, I can just do tomorrow.
I got a brand new generator and made a drop of gas. That's up here to one.
About 30 gallons. I think I got enough last me while the generator's full.
He said we got 2 things apiece to move. I'm gonna see if he won't. I might go early and get one to start with, and then get the tractor last and be through a little bit of dinner. They say that we might start seeing some signs of it out of dinner tomorrow.
What are you gonna get tomorrow? The tractor?
The tractor, and I'll get the motor grader or something other. He said there's 6 pieces left.
Bulldozer, shovel.
You can get them 2 track loaders. You can get the 2 track loaders.
Okay.
Say the anti-stall's got to be off.
Yeah. Anti-stall is just what it is. You don't want the motor to stall out, you turn it on.
I got to put windows up, everything else to it. We'll see.
And then stall, and when it stalls, it's going to drain all that water, inland and around here, and it can't get out because it's already pushed up in there.
They got y'all back away?
Huh? Yeah, that's what Lori called me crying and said that they've supposed to evacuate Oslo County. I thought
the beaches, right?
Well, no, here. But what it is though, this is what I think, and you can probably verify this. I think they do that because, okay, we're not gonna send our guys out in the category 4 storm, so we're gonna say, y'all need to leave. Whoever stays, if you call us for help, we ain't sending anybody out, so we told you to leave. I think it's just to cover their butt is what I think. But we got nowhere to go anyway. Greensboro's already filled up. Yeah, well, Raleigh filled up yesterday, and somebody was telling me today that they've been trying to find rooms around Greensboro, and all them's filled up. I mean, I'm sure there's one here or there, but I mean, what'll happen if we strike out now to leave? We'll get hung on the road somewhere with the storm here.
There's no gas going that way.
No,
they run out of gas.
I'm gonna tell you what now. People lose their mind when they said people pulling all out in front of Gary. I went by a car, red, orange flag out the window waving. She looks at me, goes by, and Gary said he don't know how he didn't hit her. She pulled right out in front of her. I said people's brain goes to jelly. All right.
Put a little something back there.
All right. Yeah. Gary let one roll down the hill. As far as the wood, I ain't done nothing at the house yet. Is that all of it?
Huh?
Is that all of it?
Still 2 pounds there. The tractor prison.
Those?
I got it. Huh?
Those?
Yeah.
How many do we have of those?
I think we have enough room because I have that one just carried over there. That one I will stick it in the middle and then put it in.
Yeah, just put it, I don't care if it's overloaded, just put them all on that trailer right there.
I put it in the middle and then put this in the back and then the front, the rack in the front. I think we have enough.
Yeah, I told them to go drop their trailers up there at Shavy Road, so they should be back pretty quick. September the 12th. It's about 9:30. We're making the final push. We got everything out, but we got one more round of low boys to get the major equipment out. The trucks right now are carrying some of the loaded log trailers. We had about 7 or 8 log trailers loaded, a couple flatbeds with mats and tires and everything, and we're carrying them out to a local guy that I know has got some high ground up here. We're going to drop all the trailers there, and then they'll come back, get the low boys, and load up the rest of the equipment and try to get it back to the house. You know, the storm, we listened to the weather this morning. You know, first the storm was going to come in to Onslow County and kind of go northwards. Well, now they're talking about it's going to kind of come in further south, like closer to Wilmington, and then the storm's going to meander on the coast there and kind of bounce its way towards Myrtle Beach. So I don't think anybody knows exactly what it's going to do. There's no steering currents to this thing, and it could just set out there, which is worst case scenario, is to come into Wilmington and we're on the wrong side of the storm, and all that tidal surge is going to be pushed up in the rivers. But Lord willing, we'll get the rest of this stuff to the shop, and then I can start preparation at the house. And some of the guys have already taken off. We got people going to Tennessee, to Florida, Raleigh. I mean, got guys going everywhere. The worst thing about that is, I mean, it's a mandatory evacuation of Onslow County, in which where all of our guys live, is once they leave, and it does rain like they say it's going to rain, it could be weeks before they can get back down here. Me and Lori so far decided to ride it out. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I know at this point, I don't know where we'd have to go to get a place. Although I've had several phone calls this morning. Charles John comes to mind, a guy in Florida that I met years ago, and he's got a place down there. He said, I'm welcome to come and stay. And still a lot of good people in this world that people's called and offered refuge, but I think we're going to try to ride it out. Hopefully we're making the right decision, because I know that if we leave, it'll be weeks before we can get back. But we'll probably make the final decision tonight once we hear the last forecast, you know, what it's going to do. But let's go ahead and get this last push done and get these guys going where they can go find somewhere to go. You know, unfortunately, it takes an event like this hurricane coming in to bring the good out in people. We've had a lot of viewers has been praying for us, and I appreciate that, because at this point, you know, we have no control over the weather, and all we can do is prepare the best we can, and people praying for us is really helping us. And you know, I've had people to call from Florida, you know, offering a place to stay, and I ain't too sure I might not take them up on it, but right now we're just trying to get this stuff out of here. And but I know I hate it that it takes a catastrophic event to bring the good out in people, but there still is a lot of good people in this world, and I want to thank all y'all for praying for us and being concerned about us, because we need it right now.